All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I have some interesting news to report. There are some new rumors out there that honestly I can fully 100% believe simply because of the information that we have available to us regarding Suicide Squad. So there's a new rumor out there, and this article is from That Park Place with a headline that reads, Rumor, Warner Brothers Discovery is discussing shuttering ROCKSTEADY after Sweet Baby Inc. influenced Suicide Squad kill the Justice League disaster.
Congratulations.
Now, you guys already know since day one, okay, you can go back to all my videos on Suicide Squad. I have plenty of them. Since day one, I've been saying this game was going to be dead on arrival. I said that it was not going to last longer than Marvel's Avengers, and if it did, I would be highly surprised. I can believe this rumor 1,000,000% because there is just no way. I don't care how big of a company you are. I don't care how much money you have. There is no way that you can lose $200 million and absolutely nothing will happen to you. I just don't believe it. It can't. Like, you, at the bare minimum, there's got to be some heads that are going to roll if you catch my drift. But at the end of the day, I just can't see how ROCKSTEADY's going to survive, right? When I look at ROCKSTEADY, I honestly view them as Volition, right? You guys already know what happened with Volition, and they're deciding of making Saints Row into a DEI-infested nightmare. Well, that ended up killing that company, and now it seems like Suicide Squad, you know, in namesake, is going to fulfill its prophecy and finish off ROCKSTEADY. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says a new rumor claims that Warner Brothers Discovery is having internal discussions about shutting down ROCKSTEADY after the developer Sweet Baby Inc. influenced Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game instantly became a financial failure and forced the company to take a $200 million impairment charge on the game. During the company's first quarter earnings result webcast, Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Wedensfeld, I don't know if I said that name right, stated that starting with studios, the $400 million year-over-year decline during Q1 was primarily due to the very rough comp we faced in games against the success of Hogwarts Legacy last year in the first quarter, in conjunction with the disappointing Suicide Squad release this past quarter, which we impaired, leading to a $200 million impact to EBITDA during the first quarter. Now, I did say initially that it's very difficult for them to come anywhere close to the success of Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, Warner Brothers is essentially the personification of what it means to be bipolar, right? Like, so they released Hogwarts Legacy, and that game was such a astronomical hit that it was a #1 selling game of the year. And even during 2024 of this year, it is still one of the top selling games in the year. So it's ridiculous. And yet that game got absolutely zero press, no discussion whatsoever. It wasn't even mentioned in any award show because obviously you guys already know the mainstream gaming industry is extremely woke as hell, and they cannot have anything that goes against their trans overlords. So they decided to not even mention the #1 selling game in the entire year. They didn't even want to come anywhere close to it, and that alone proved to me exactly where the mainstream gaming industry stands. But you know, that's neither here nor there. The fact that Suicide Squad, which was a complete and utter failure, had to go up against Hogwarts Legacy, it was already doomed from the start. There's no way they were going to be able to comp that because the games are just completely different. It just doesn't have the same fan base, it doesn't have the same following, and it also doesn't have the same level of success. Hogwarts Legacy, single player game, fantastic story, respected the source material, gave the fans what they want. Suicide Squad ignored the source material, went DEI, decided to go live service, right? Which, again, completely different from the Arkham games, and didn't give the fans what they wanted. And on top of that, the game was broken. So it just wasn't going to be anywhere close to the same level of financial success. He previously detailed that during the company's fourth quarter 2023 earnings webcast, this year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases of 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, selling our game's business up for a tough year-over-year comp in Q1. These comments reflect the game's poor player base as seen via Steam's charts, which we already know. I mean, they got a 24-hour peak of 286 players. I mean, even Tales of Kinzera Zhao had a 24-hour peak of 200 some odd players. So, I mean, that goes to show the level of interest within Suicide Squad. Look at this drop off. Look at this drop off. This is a very real, like in real time drop off, and it happened within 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's all it took. The game came out right shortly before February 12th, And then right around February 26th, it was at an all-time low. Then it had a DLC come out, slightly peaked a little bit, and then went all the way down, and players realized this is garbage. So this is a massive drop-off from an all-time peak of 13,459 all the way down to low 200s. I mean, players have spoken when it comes to this game. Now, a new rumor from YouTuber Dark declares that Warner Brothers is internally talking about closing ROCKSTEADY on having their 250 employees after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League bombs. Dark continued, I have heavily covered Warner Brothers games and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League since release because of what it represented for Warner Brothers games and a beloved franchise. When it was greenlit, we were seeing a giant scramble for studios to create live service games, and this one released too late. Plus, the content did not resonate with players. It's not only that. So it's not the fact that it just released too late. It's not the fact that the content didn't resonate with players. All of that does matter, but ultimately the game was broken. That's the thing. Like, people, you got to understand, during a live service game, you only have a certain amount of time to hook people. And if people are too busy dealing with server issues, dealing with game-breaking bugs, dealing with nonsense that they shouldn't have to deal with, that the game had an actual testing department, they would realize that they probably would have a little bit more of a consistent player base than they have now. Will it be a high number? No, but they probably will be in a couple of thousands if players didn't have to deal with this nonsense. So players got in there, and even the wokies that were playing this game, they were like, I can't even enjoy the virtue signaling because everything's broken. That's just going to completely lose everybody on any side. It doesn't matter. It says, furthermore, she noted ROCKSTEADY Studios co-founders and studio heads have departed the company back in 2022. Yeah, with that, we already know. ROCKSTEADY is a shell of the company it used to be, and we saw this happen recently with Embracer Group and Volition. Shout out to Volition and Sweet Baby Inc.'s Target hit, a company that had 30 years of experience under their belt, and it sounds as though Warner Bros. Is planning to pull the plug on ROCKSTEADY too. They have no other games publicly announced, and there does not seem to be any confidence in them anymore. Even back in 2016, we got the Batman Arkham VR game that was developed by ROCKSTEADY, and the new Batman Arkham Shadow VR game is being done by Camouflage. Only time will tell. Doesn't seem like the future is very bright for ROCKSTEADY, she concluded. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I 100% believe this. There is no way you are losing $200 million and there's not going to be something to show for it, right? There's just no way. I don't care who you are, what company you are, it just doesn't matter. That amount of money is nothing to scoff at, especially when it has to be in entertainment. Not only is it a massive money loss, but it's a massive public L that Warner Brothers does not want to take in the current segment, or the current climate, I should say, of the culture war. Nobody wants to take L after L after L like this, but they decided to compile all their L's into one and lose that much money in one singular project. So again, ladies and gentlemen, with time will tell what's going to happen with this game, but I ultimately think that it's going to shut down. And if ROCKSTEADY even survives, this game will not be what it survives on. This game is going to die either before or after ROCKSTEADY. We just need to find out which one comes first. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.